Yo, what's poppin', people of the internet? Welcome back to my channel. Make sure to subscribe if you are new here and thumbs up. I'm popping here out of the Emirates lounge because I'm taking a small Euro trip and I'm taking you with me, so make sure to stay tuned. And I just have to now find a nice place to vlog, and let's go. So today we will talk about companies with a very strong balance sheet that are, let's say, more resistant than other stocks in case of a recession. So before we dive into it, I want to let you know that my opinion about this is very, very easy and simple. I believe that nobody can predict either a recession, either a market crash, and so on and so forth. So all the people that, you know, saying since years there will be a market crash and so on, it's not predictable at all. Even if you watch the movie The Big Short, then you have seen that the people that was on the right track and saw the financial crisis coming actually waited 2-3 years and thought maybe no financial crisis will happen. So nobody can predict a financial crash. We can just have a look on this kind of events, black swan events, backwards, and say, oh, okay, this time this was like a real recession, or this time was really a market crash, you know. So that's why I don't have too much value opinion about people who are always saying, you know, there will be a market crash this year, there will be a debt crisis, there will be something, and there will be that, and there will be that. So my opinion is really easy. It's you have to choose your investment strategy and then hold to it whatever comes. So because you also, if let's say, for instance, there is a market crash, you never can time it right. So even if you say in the beginning of, maybe you sell at the end of the crash, and then all the stocks goes up, and then you lose the most of the rebound or turn around, which would be very bad, because this is where the stocks create the most value, if they, you know, go down first and then go back up. So you can see there that Warren Buffett said once, you know, if you have good stock value, you just hold it. You know, he holds his stocks during, I think, during World Wars, during crisis, you know, Black Monday, whatever, you know, and in the end, you know, he's a billionaire. So let's listen a little bit to him and to me, of course, you know, sums up this video if you like this kind of video. So let's dive into the stocks that have a really, really good balance sheet, and let's go. The first stock that we will talk about is Alphabet, so Google's parent company. And if you think about, maybe it's not the company where you think they have the strongest balance sheet, but indeed they have. So for example, they have around more than $100 billion in cash and have just a debt of $4 billion. So actually they could, with this money, pay off the debt and have still $100 billion in cash and be totally debt-free company. This is ridiculous. This is really good, because, you know, if their times are bad, then, you know, debt is something that you don't want to carry around. Or if the interest rate goes up for this debt or whatsoever, you know, you don't want to have a lot of debt. So companies like Tesla and so on will have a difficult time in this area. However, let's go to the next company. So the next company is Facebook. They have over $40 billion in cash. And if you are thinking about the market cap of Facebook, which is around $550 billion, I think, so around 10% of their money they have in cash. This is really, really good for a company. Also, they can, you know, they have really good profit margins of more than 30 or even 40%. So they keep building up the cash, and every quarter it's more and more. So they can basically pay all their debt and be also a debt-free company if they would like to be. So the next one is PayPal. PayPal, you know, the internet giant for e-payments, sending money via email. They invented it. Actually, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk was both the founders of PayPal together. You know, Elon Musk had his company that did this business, and Peter Thiel had another company that made this business, and not fighting against each other. They thought that they will create PayPal, and they sold it. PayPal has around $9.5 billion in cash, and I think short-term debt just a quarter of a billion, so $250 million. It's really positive, you know, very strong numbers. And if you're looking into a company that has a strong balance sheet, this is maybe a company that you should look into it. The next company is Monster Beverages. Monster Beverages, you know for sure from the energy drink. Coca-Cola has a 16.7 stake of this company, so they are also you know, trying to be in all these huge beverage type companies involved. Of course, as the mega company Coca-Cola, they have to somehow grow further, so this is an option to grow by taking stakes in this kind of companies. However, Monster Beverages has around $1.8 billion in cash, and liabilities around $656 million, so not that much like the other companies, but still enough to just pay off the debt and be a debt-free company. And this is very strong. This is all the means of a strong balance sheet, you know, going into difficult timings like a recession. It's good to have a very positive balance sheet like Monster Beverages. Let's switch to the next one. Okay, the next company is Skyworks Solutions. So this is a semiconductor company which is quite successful in what they are doing, and I am looking into the balance sheet, which is actually quite nice for a 12 billion company. What they are around 1 billion in cash, 2.2 billion in assets, and having just 390 million liabilities. This is very good as well for such a company like that. Let's have a look into the next one. The next and last company that I wanted to tell you with a strong balance sheet is, of course, Apple. Apple is the cash cow of Wall Street by having more than $230 billion in investments and cash, and they are adding like $64 billion in free cash flow last year, which is, you know, world record numbers. They have all in all liabilities somewhere around 260, but this number is also misleading because there's a lot of taxes involved that they can write off and so on. But without going into detail, this is the really cash cow, Apple, and they also announced a $100 billion package to buy back stocks. You know, they just buying all the stocks back which are on the market, to really good for shareholders. This is one of my videos that I wanted to let you know. It's here on the channel about Apple and why I think it's such a great shareholder value company. I hope you had really good insight into this kind of balance sheet companies. I have much more videos to show you later on, but for now I have a flight to catch, so peace.